Good morning. Welcome to Unity Longmont Spiritual Center on the 20th of September. And this morning we are blessed to have as a speaker Rev Dan Kendrick and as a musician Teresa Storch. So we will begin with a song, Teresa.
Always need to be prepared to unmute. We were having a lovely conversation before we all started, and this concept came up. So, how we change the world, how we can change the world. May all the world over be safe from abuse. Live free from hatred, discrimination, never no violence. May all the world over have all that they need. Plenty of food, shelter, clean water, no need feeling of peace. May we do what we can so everyone here feels full of abundance, knows they are loved. This is my prayer. We cannot wait on our leaders to change the world. It's up to us, you see, to do what we can, radiate love in the world, shine peace from our hearts. Here's how we change the world. May all the world over live free from abuse. Live free from hatred, discrimination, never no violence. May all the world over have all that they need. Plenty of food, shelter, clean water, know the feeling of peace. May we do what we can so everyone here feels full of abundance, knows they're loved. This is my prayer. We cannot wait on our leaders to change the world. It's up to us, you see, to do what we can to feel the love in the world, find peace in our own hearts. Here's how we change the world. That's how we change the world.
Thank you, Teresa.
Thank you.
And it's at this time that we go into prayer by taking a breath together. Beloved presence, we have been reminded of what is ours to do, of how each of us are called to be present to this moment on this day in this world and to change our world. We are aware of you telling us over thousands of years to take care of the widows, the children, and the refugees, to open our hearts to the oppression that still continues, and to find ways of being generous with our skills and our talents. We pray that as a country, a wealthy country, that we can learn to share our resources with the world, that together and individually we change this beloved world we share. And so it is. And we'll have another piece of music.
This is one of your favorites, too. That's the Ballad of St. Francis. Let sadness go away. If I dispelled my greed and gave it all to someone else in need, would hatred disappear? If I planted the seed and gave my love to those who made me bleed, that I'm so tired of this pain. No one understands my need for change. And if I walk the pilgrim's path, could I become a saint? Give myself completely to restraint? Could I see all my faults as a chance for love? Could it make me wise, make me humble enough? But I'm so tired of this pain. No one understands my need for change. If I love the world enough, would I see the face of God? Would I see the face of God? Would I see the face of God?
Perfect, Teresa. Thank you. And this morning we have Rev Dan Kendrick, who will lead us in prayer and meditation. Thank you, Dan. Welcome.
And each one of you, I hope you'll join me, and if you're up for it, and just tuning into spirit in your own way. That's my approach this morning. I try to get a clean slate, like and open to spirit to see what might be here. So it's the spirit who's doing the teaching, the presenting. It's a spirit that knows exactly what you personally would need at this moment. Also knows what I would need at this moment. And then from there, I go by faith. But as the saying goes, faith without action is dead. So my action usually is to show up, put my body on the line. And it looks like 11 more of us have shown up and put your body on the line. And Spirit meets us at our point of action. So here we are. Spirit's point of view, I find, is usually different than mine. I have my own personal points of view and my own personal preferences. I have ideas about how I'd like to see the world be. I have ideas of how I'd like my wife to be. And I'm free to have all those ideas and preferences and things I want to see happen, things I don't want to see happen. And Spirit has no conflict with me in that, or you. However, my point of view doesn't change Spirit's point of view, I find. So then usually it becomes a question of, am I willing to enter into Spirit's point of view at any given time? Am I willing to enter into Spirit's point of view? And then if my answer is yes, I'm willing to enter into Spirit's point of view. Usually what I experience next is all the things, all the parts of myself that are not willing to enter into Spirit's point of view. Seems like a contradiction. Only if those parts are interfering with me coming into Spirit's point of view. Just because I have parts that are not willing to do that doesn't necessarily mean I can't enter into Spirit's point of view. I can be aware that they're there and still be aware of Spirit's point of view. But if those parts, if I've somehow bought into those parts or one part to the degree that it's distracting me from Spirit, then that's usually where the work is. Like, how can I get free from this particular distraction? You can fill in your own blanks if you've got any distractions along those lines. I certainly can fill in my blanks. I woke up this morning with a hangover, and that got somebody's attention. From eating too much orange chicken at the China Gourmet. I can see a relief on someone's face there of, does he drink? Did he get drunk last night? Well, I guess in a way I did. drunk on food. And it had kind of a dulling effect. As I woke up, I go, oh, and Kate asked me, like, how are you doing? Like, I didn't really. So I did some breathing exercise and some meditation. I was breathing into what was left over of the orange chicken in my digestive system. And knowing I'd probably be here with you today giving this talk, and wondering, what's it going to look like this morning? And by the time I got up, that was about 3 or 4 hours ago. And by the time I got here, I was up and running. And it was a reminder to me that no matter what, sometimes all you have to do is just keep moving. And one thing that just showed up was to take a moment to ask for the light. And if you want to join me, Father, Mother God, just now we ask for the light of your loving presence to be with us. And we ask that you bring forward for each one of us whatever would be for our highest good at this time. We ask for a blessing of the Christ consciousness in each one of us, that we may come more fully present and aware to that presence. And I ask this for the highest good of all concerned. So be it. So that's another key as I see it, is remember to ask for the light. what I'm getting as I'm here with you and continuing to check in, just to describe my inner process, I would say it's more of a waiting upon the Lord. You know, sometimes the answers don't come immediately. Just thought of a what if you were asking for something and you put the request out, and part of getting the answer was waiting for it to come in at the right time. And you walked away a minute or two before it was going to be delivered to you. I wouldn't worry about that because you'll have another chance. You can re-ask, but you get the idea. And as I was waiting here with you, what started coming into my awareness was that our prayers are being delivered now. Our requests are being delivered now through the Christ consciousness. And I say our, meaning yours and everyone's on the planet. It's not a matter of when or if or at what time in the future. It's being delivered now. And the question is, do I have the wit to see it? And the answer is personally, no, I don't have the wit to see it. However, there is that in me that does have the wit to see it, that is seeing it all the time. And it's just a matter, can I tune into that part of myself? While at the same time having love and compassion for those parts that may not be seeing it. I don't know that any of the prayers I've put up to God, the light, Christ, have ever been answered in the way I thought they would be answered. I certainly wouldn't have thought a pandemic would be answered a prayer. However, I think I started this out talking about Spirit's point of view. And Spirit's point of view usually differs greatly from my point of view. So I find myself in this continually movement into aligning, an ongoing aligning process into being one with what is. All of it. And if you're part of us, maybe there's a question, well, what is? What is what is? Like, well, it's not hard to see. It's everything that's happening in this world and the universes and all creation. And we're here right there with it, one right with it, right here, right now, each one of us. And it looks like we're all in pretty good shape. We're breathing. Got a roof over our heads. Looks like everybody's pretty well fed. So what's the problem? What's the problem? I think the problem, my problem is I think there's a problem. That's my problem. And there's no problem with having a problem. Do you get the freedom and that there's no problem with having a problem? You can have all the problems you want. There must be something very valuable about problems because we seem like we are masters at creating many problems. But maybe the time's come that we become masters at creating many solutions. And we can learn from our many experiences that we've gathered the wisdom from creating problems, just transfer that over to creating solutions. But then if we didn't have problems, what would we do in our spare time? See, the questions can be endless. And the mind likes questions. The mind likes to figure things out. So a question is like the invitation to the mind to, oh good, I've got something to work on here. Which is fine, except a lot of the problems we've created for ourselves cannot be solved from the level of the mind because they were created by the mind. And you really can't solve a problem from the level from which it came. You've got to get above it. Then you can see clearly the problem and what to do about it, but only once you get to the level above that. That's the real value of working in the light. Because my experience of the light is the light can dissolve problems. And instead of confusion, it can bring clarity, understanding, learning, like, oh, okay. I learned a lot from going through that. That I, like who is that I speaking? God was calling. A God in the form of a salesperson, but you know, stuff happens, and this level is never ending. Let's see, I could really beat myself up for not remembering to take my phone out of here because it may ring again before this is over because I hadn't taken it out yet. But why do that? It's interesting to me that a sales call in the middle of a unity talk could bring in the light and a lot, even more light and humor. And so what's the message to that? What I'm getting for myself is lighten up. There's nothing that serious going on. It's just called our human evolution. It's been happening for eons in the past. It's happening now to continue for future eons. And the question is, how am I doing? How are you doing? How are we doing? Are we growing, learning, expanding? Are we using it to our full advantage? It's here for us. There's nothing here against us. It's all here for us. There's not one thing that's here to harm us. Can you open your heart? Can you move into the expansion? Can you get on that wave? Yeah, it's a big surf today. But you know, the surfers, they live for those big surf days. Literally. That's the only day you won't find them at work. I lived in Southern California, I know. We got some big waves out there, which means this is good times. It's time for engagement, expansion, learning, calling forth all that's in us. And isn't that what we want? All that's within us to come into the full potential of our divinity. You've got the Christ consciousness, the workers of light on so many levels. Father, Mother, God, all in your court, all in my court. So be of good cheer. As Jesus said, I've overcome the world. And that's good news. Because he also said, what I've done, you shall do, and greater things. And so when the day comes, and maybe the day is here now, when you can say, I'm of good cheer. I've overcome the world. And there's more. So I'll leave that to you in spirit. God bless. Thank you.
Thank you, Dan. And we'll go on to a piece of music from Teresa.
I think we need Happy Girl right now. I am a happy girl. I am a happy girl. And though sometimes I get sad, I am a happy girl. I have an open heart. I have an open heart. And though sometimes I feel bad, I have an open heart. And I love this world, even when it hurts. I am a happy girl. I am a happy girl. I have a peaceful soul. I have a peaceful soul. Though sometimes I get mad, I have a peaceful soul. I have a quiet mind. I have a quiet mind. And though sometimes I react, I have a quiet mind. And I love this world, even when it hurts. I am a happy girl. I am a happy girl. And I love this world, even when it hurts. I am a happy girl. I am a happy girl. I am a happy girl. Though sometimes I get sad, I am a happy girl.
Thank you, Teresa. It's at this time that we go into our donation of light love, and mercy by taking a breath together, placing our hands on our heart, and allowing that which exists within us, that divine spark, to grow and spread. And we see our lives and our world much loved by God, and an increase in light and mercy. And so it is. We'll finish with one more piece of music from Teresa.
This is sort of my song of being in a frustrated place, but finding the light, I think. So I've lived with my dial up to 9, my gauge well up past the red line, my hand against my fist, my hand against my fist, my hand. And as I resist, so I've learned I can lie all the time, 'cause once I've earned it, they would still believe the next time. My hand against my fist, my hand against my fist, my hand. As I resist, water falling down on my face. Is this place real or just a miracle? Could we be made full of grace? What is that pounding? My hand against my fist, my hand against my fist, my hand. As I resist, ego will not land here, not if I can stand it. It's the smell of fear to my mind, and this time I won't go blind. When is it enough? The stuff of the world holds my hand, and my hand against my fist. So I scale the wall made by me for one last look at that ocean view I've seen in my life, and never in my dreams, 'cause my dreams appear like water on a desert sand, never noticing the gift is right there in my hand against my fist, 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 my hand against my fist. But I found out, I found what I wanted all along. No great epiphany, but somewhere in the song. sunrise, no parade, epiphany just somewhere in a song I heard. My hand against my fist, 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 hand against my hand against my